off in life. Today, I want to talk about playing the long game and see doing what the liberals have been doing since the 40s. The Marxists have been doing. The Marxists and the communists have been playing the long game. They think long term. Libertarians, conservatives, anybody who's not a socialist or Marxist, we have to start thinking of the long game. We lost the institutions because we didn't think of the long game. We were thinking for the moment, and we were thinking for short-term gains. Maybe we were being kind of selfish. The movies, television, politics, sports, and definitely the education system, they have been infiltrated by socialists and communists, and it was a plan. They planned to do this. They had intentions of playing the long game. And conservatives have to do that now. The thing is, we're way behind the eight ball. There are things coming down the pike. They're going to close the coal plant here in Craig, but there's nothing to replace it with. They're going after the one thing that we could replace it with is natural gas, and if you read the Craig Daily Press, they're going after natural gas now. Natural gas is going to be their next target too. They're not going to leave us with any power sources. California created a law where by 2035, that's just 12 years from now, it's going to be illegal to buy or sell a car, to buy or sell a gasoline-powered car. No one's going to be able to afford electric cars by then. They know this. Electric cars are going to remain expensive, and we're not going to have when this goes through in 2035, we're not going to have the electrical reserves to power all these electric vehicles. So in effect, we're not going to be able to afford cars. Now, it's not only California, there's 17 states that are in some type of pact where they're going to follow California's rules. So, and where does Colorado stand? Colorado's kind of in between right now. They signed on to the pact, but there were some words that indicate that Colorado could go either way. I guess a lot of that depends on, do we go MAGA? Do we elect people who understand what's going on? But how does this relate to long-term planning? If things get difficult, it's important to enjoy life. And it's important to love life. And if things get difficult, the thought that in the future things will be better either for ourselves or for our kids can be what sustains us. Hope is something very, very important. People can't live without hope. And that's why we have to play the long game. We have to realize that socialism and communism and anti-Americanism have come into the media, even big business. In big business right now, it used to be that businesses were there to make money. Now businesses have abandoned, and I'm not talking about the small local business, I'm talking about the big businesses like Walmart and that. Businesses have pretty much abandoned that in favor of being woke. That's the best way I put it, and I can see it. Or maybe they do want to make money, but they sure don't care about most Americans. So what we have to do is play the long game. We have to understand that, and we have to look to little by little culturally take back America, take back the education system, take back the entertainment system, take back the media, and just realize that we can do it. We will take back the media. We will take back these things. What can you do? Well, something that Eric July said. I on YouTube, go to Young Young Ripper RIPPA. I think it's 59. He created his own comic book company. He made his first comic book so far has made $3.5 million from nothing, and he's a libertarian / conservative. He created an alternative market because he didn't like what was happening to Marvel Comics and what was happening to DC Comics. And that's what we need to do. We need to create alternatives. We need to create alternatives to local media sources and national media sources, because the people in these have been educated. Some of them have PhDs, some of them have college degrees, but the very first thing that the socialists did, the communists did, the people who hate America did, was infiltrate higher education. So they became the teachers of the teachers. They became the PhDs, and they entered the teaching schools. So what you do is you find people who don't hate you because of who you are, because that you're MAGA, because that you don't believe that America should be a slave state, that America should be free. And we have to play the long game. And if losses come, and I hope they don't, but if losses come, we're not going to give up. Okay? Don't give up. Never give up. The Comic Arts Pro Secrets, Ethan Van Sciver. He has a privately funded he used to work for DC Comics. He has a privately funded comic book called Cyberfrog, and he has quite a following. And he's created an alternative media source because comics went downhill, because DC Comics and because Marvel Comics went downhill. They stopped being entertainment mediums and they became political propaganda. Movies, because the reason, if you want to see a quality movie, I do recommend The Tomorrow War. That is a fantastic movie, and I highly recommend it. At first, I was hesitant to see it because it can't be that good. Tomorrow War is good. The person in it was that character from Guardians of the Galaxy. He played the Rocket Man. I'm not sure his name. But I recommend you see that. It was panned by the media because he's a Christian, and he's openly Christian, and he's conservative. So anything he does, they're going to criticize. J.R.R. Tolkien was a Christian, and he created the Lord of the Rings as a Christian analogy. And they're trying to change that with the Amazon Lord of the Rings. And the thing is, they're not even doing a good job. They're doing a horrible job. So we got to take back. If you see people like Eric July, Ethan Van Sciver, Tim Pool, I think now has a song out. Even me, all right? You got to support us. Support people who care about you, who understand, who haven't been brainwashed by years and years of socialist bull and collectivist bull, because that's what it is. I am MAGA, all right? MAGA is not violent. MAGA just means make America great again. It means realizing that we have to love ourselves and love America just as much as we love the rest of the world. That we're not doormats we shouldn't be doormats to anybody. And that's what MAGA means. Hey, YouTube, MAGA is not violent. Even Joe Biden, you don't have to send those F-15s after us. You don't have to worry about us. As long as you treat us, MAGA, with respect, we will treat you with respect. Just because we have weapons and Doesn't mean we're ever going to use them. All right? We have a right to defend ourselves, but that doesn't mean that we're going to use them. So if you're a liberal or you're a Democrat, we're not out to get you. We just want to live at peace, and we just want to be left alone and live a happy life, because conservatives believe in being happy and enjoying life. I got this from Ethan Van Skyberg. Work hard and enjoy life. And that's the best we can do. Thank you, everybody. Until next time.